How many of you are new to the Om Choir? 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5 people. In the first part of the Om Choir, we practice teaching the body consciousness how to sing. It's not very difficult, but it does take a long time. So we can only do a small amount each week. And yet, it seems that at the end of our session, we do achieve a harmony, and often a beauty. We are not here simply to be singers, but to be instruments of receptivity. Because when we unite in harmony, in love, there is a force that we can call the Divine Presence that enters into us as a collective. Yes, individually it's always there, but when we meditate individually or even as a collective, we're still within ourselves. This Om Choir that has been formed because Mother asked me to bring down a new music. And I found many years ago that it was to be done through a collective soul, a sacred soul. And so this is a very sacred moment for all of us. It's not something to be taken lightly. And when we have a small group, well, not so small today, relatively small, we have the opportunity to connect with each other spiritually, attempt to feel the divine in every being. And even if it's only a mental aspiration at first, it grows. And often a descent comes from those heights that is so powerful. And many people have shared with me their experiences over these many, many years. And so the presence is actually already in the room. And the Mother is here with us. Sri Aurobindo also. So we open to them, and we open to the music of the higher spheres, which has been waiting to come down for a long time. There are some composers who have attained somewhat the capacity to bring down this new music. But it's not always evident in all of their works. It only comes at certain times. And I've created lists of these composers, and I've written a book also, The Descent of a New Music, which highlights them and some of their works. And as the evolution is proceeding somewhat faster now than ever before, more and more composers are beginning to catch something of that essential beauty that wants to be manifest on this struggling earth. So we begin with a hum because we cannot harm the vocal cords. And we'll hum on different notes and see how close we can come to a unity of sound. Always there are some people who are not able to catch the tone, but that's all right, because eventually many very often have it by the end of the Om choir. So let us begin. So we have now the tonic, or the first note, the bass note, and then the fifth. We see that as we go up the scale, very often we cannot sustain the note, and we drop and go flat. So we have a technique, and that is the technique of learning to use the diaphragm. Now the diaphragm is a strong muscle, very strong, and it's right here. We have to learn how to take the breath and then how to use the diaphragm. So we take a quick sniff through the nose, and if we do it properly, the diaphragm, or some people will call it the belly, but it's the diaphragm, will expand, and the lower three ribs will also expand. So let's first try that. Quick sniff and let the diaphragm come out fully. Breathe. Hold it. Hold it. Don't allow the ribs to collapse, because then you will have given away all the air you just took in. So, we have a way to work with the diaphragm to teach it to work. And that is the following. Quick breath. Diaphragm. So there are just two people. We don't have a gentleman back there. If you'll come here. No. You won't come here. Okay. And then there was you. So let's stand up, and I want you to actually feel how it should be. So you pull it in after you've taken the breath. Okay, you want to try it? Yeah, but you have to breathe first. Deep breath. That's better. Again? Yes. Now, pull it in. Yes, you got it. Very good. So, when we do that, we are really exercising this diaphragmatic muscle. And you will see, if you speak using that muscle, your voice changes dramatically, as mine just has now. Because we're no longer using just the vocal cords or speaking from the throat, but speaking from the diaphragm. So now we get into the harmony, and we all have to hold our note clearly. We'll just begin with 2 notes, a tonic, perfect 4th. Now we'll go perfect 5th. And I'll make it easy on you, same note. And now we'll do a triad, 3 notes. So I'll take the group just from here over. Very good. And now a chord. So we have to divide into 4 parts. And we'll take again, same. Very good. We need it. Do 5 notes. And I'll put the soprano in the 3rd. Very beautiful chord. So let's start again. we need to sing in a minor chord. And the minor chord simply means that we drop the third half note. And I'd like you to hear it because it's important to be able to distinguish major from minor, and we won't go into deeper things because we don't have time. I mean, I know when it's bad also. And you've done quite well. So now we're going to go into the importance of Om. Mother has spoken quite widely about Om, since it is the creative pulse of all creation. And this Om, we must pronounce properly and sing properly. So you have to form your voice in a certain way that you get the correct sound of Om. 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 Especially this side. And for a few seconds there I heard the fifth from one person, which actually was quite nice. One, you must use the diaphragm, or you're going to get a white tone, not a very pleasant tone. Remember to take a breath. Remember to pull in the diaphragm as you need it, not too fast. You just need a certain amount, so you don't have to pull it all the way in, but slowly. That was minor. Does anyone recognize it as being minor? One person? Anyone else? So let's try it major. No, 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 no. Big difference, isn't it? Big difference from major to minor. Many of Tchaikovsky's symphonies were in the minor key, and people often feel it's a sad key, minor, but not necessarily. So let's talk about the Om now and what we have to do. Mother speaks about hearing the Om the first time when she was in France. And she said, this fellow just said Om, and suddenly this force went into her, and she had this experience of the creation, whatever. And then she has told us that Om is the voice of the Lord. So we are singing the voice of the Lord. It's not a small thing, is it? Now, when we begin the Om, I ask someone, anyone, to give a note. And immediately the choir comes in, and we're all one again, totally at one. We will sing for some time, and then we may feel that a descent has taken place. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. So then, after that, a few moments of silence, and I ask someone to recite one or two lines from Savitri. So we'll begin now. We do 3 Oms seated and the last Om standing, when we are in the perfect position for the voice, but also when we can feel that unity even stronger. May I have a note? Now there was a voice that was singing, eh. We do not want that. There's no beauty in that. You have to form your lips to sing the Om, take a breath, use the diaphragm, open so that the divine presence can sing through you. This is not a work of the mind. It has nothing to do with the mind. We are instruments to try to emulate that sound that has been for centuries coming down through composers throughout the world, both Eastern and Western, and even Middle Eastern. So let us start again, remembering also that we went through some exercises where you sang many notes, and you can allow the presence to sing on any notes. You don't have to hold to one note, but you can if you wish, to allow the presence to hold firmly that stable tonic note. So please, may I have a note? Anyone? Yes, you have more strength in you, so I think you can sustain the notes as they drift down into your being. We don't have to end so quickly. There were beautiful moments there. May I have a line or two from Savitri?
All things shall change in God's transfiguring power.
Could I have it 3 times louder? Same lines.
All things shall change in God's transfiguring power.
All things shall change in God's transfiguring hour. May I have a note? few lines from Savitri.
His soul was all in front like the great sea. His being expanded to embrace the universe, united the within and the without, united the within and the without, to make of life a cosmic harmony.
Let us stand. As closely as possible. Yes, please come in. Good. May I have